Well, Paul, we were talking with Mark about the atmosphere at the Abbey so far this season, and it always tends to be good, but it just feels like it's stepped up a notch over the game so far.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the Reading one, it was bouncing. You know, I know there was maybe around 8,000 there, but it definitely felt more like 15,000 or something like that. You know, a bigger crowd, and you know, it was. I think it's just a massive asset for us. I think it's shown so far this season and last season that how important it is for us, our home form, and you know, they really get behind the team, really get behind the club, and it's great to see. And you know, opponents find it really difficult as well, which is a massive positive for us.
Yeah, it's a two-way street, isn't it? In that, as players, you can take something from the crowd, but the crowd need to take something from the performance, and we've seen both so far.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we speak about that. We need to give them something to, shout about, to get going, and that's our job, to entertain the crowd and play good football. And then, like you say, they get behind us in return, and it's that's when the whole club come together really and help us win games of football.
Yeah, and it goes without saying, home form is so important to underpin your season. And I would have thought as a team, even with the Stevenage game where you lost, you must be pleased with the performance levels in each of the matches so far.
Yeah, definitely. I think we know how important the home form is, and like I say, even the Stevenage game was a good account of ourselves. But we never enjoy coming off on the losing team. But so far the home form's been really good, and it's down to us to make sure that we keep bringing that level of performance to the Abbey.
Yeah, that's the trick, isn't it, to keep it up? I presume that when you've had a good opening month, it makes life a lot easier. You've got something to hold on to and to maintain.
Yeah, in certain ways, but I think we've had a similar start to what we did last year. So, I think the boys that were here last year understand that, and that, it's down to us now to keep pushing and make sure there's no room for any complacency or anything like that, and that we up our levels even more. I think that's really important, and it's definitely been something we've spoken about as a group, and especially players that have been here last year as well, that you've just got to keep pushing and keep improving, keep working on things as a team, and make sure that you keep going in the right direction.
Yeah, for you guys who were around last season, I guess it's just a case of learning those lessons and putting it to the test over the coming weeks.
Absolutely. You take that experience from last year and make sure you use it as a positive, and make sure that we keep, like I say, going in the right direction, and anything we can take and learn from last year, that's great.
Now, Paul, you were supposed to have a chat with us last week, but a few technical problems. It's been delayed to this week. Port Vale at home, not exactly perhaps the game you want to be reflecting on from last season. You scored the winning goal for Port Vale at an unfortunate moment. And it just kind of, it underlined where you were at as a team at that moment. Nothing seemed to be going for you.
Yeah, it was a tough moment. But that was, completely different team, and, completely different, time. I feel like now we're in a really good place as a team, as a squad, and we'll be going into the game full throttle, and hopefully give a good account of ourselves.
Yeah, the sort of match last year where you think, okay, it's not been our day, but we're going to take a point from the game, and when actually you score an own goal and Port Vale take the win, that it did just seem to really sum up where you were and how difficult a position it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a really tough moment, I think, for all of us, and we kind of stuck in a bit of a rut at the time and things like that. But it's important that that you can find a way out of those, and in the end, we got over the line last season, which was great. But it's like I say, it's a different challenge this season, different game, and one we're really looking forward to.
And talking of scoring at the right end, of course, you've already got one so far this season, and in a great win against Fleetwood. Would you like to add a few more goals to your game, or are you more focused on doing all of the things we perhaps more regularly associate with you?
Yeah, it's something, if I can, add goals to my game, that's great, and something, you know, I'm trying to do. I think every player will tell you they'd like to add more goals to the game, but I think it's important that, you know, I don't get too carried away in that, and that I make sure I do my role for the team, which is obviously most important, and I do what's, you know, asked of me. You know, like I say, which is always the main focus. But yeah, of course, if I can help the team at that end as well, that's, you know, fantastic.
And your combination with George in the centre there, presumably you're really happy with that so far?
Yeah, you know, he's a very good player, and, you know, enjoying it in there with George so far. And, you know, we weren't too happy last week that we've come out on the, you know, the wrong end of the score. But, you know, there's some great things that, you know, some good bits of play and things that we've been working on that we can, you know, see coming out in the games, which is great. But, you know, like I say, we weren't too happy, you know, losing that one. I felt like we could have, you know, definitely deserved a bit more from the game. And you know, it's all right saying that, but it's down to us, you know, this week and weeks coming, that we can put that into practice and make sure that, you know, you mentioned the Port Vale game last year when, you know, you should come out maybe with a point or something like that, and it is important that we rack up those points at times as well. And, you know, it's not just always, you know, win or lose, and, you know, there will be tight games where, you know, you do need to come out with points as well, and that's very important.
Brilliant. Thanks, Paul. That's great from me.
Thanks, Peter. Thank you.
Morning, Paul. You're obviously in your fourth season now at the club. How much are you enjoying your time at the minute at Cambridge United?
Yeah, genuinely, really enjoying it. You know, I had so many different challenges along, you know, the 3 seasons before, and just I feel like, you know, really enjoying my time. And, you know, I think last year was such, you know, great achievement. I think it was so tough at times, and, you know, probably my favourite, I think, achievement, you know, staying up on the last day. You know, you can think of other ones as well, maybe the FA Cup and promotion, probably the other 2 highlights as well. But I really did enjoy that one last year, for as tough as the season was, to come out and, you know, stay up on the last day. It was, you know, really enjoyable, you know, experience, and one I'm really proud of. But, you know, this season as well, completely different year, and, you know, enjoying it so far. You know, feel fit, feel really good in myself, and just, you know, try my best to improve my game and, you know, help the team in any way I can. But yeah, you know, really enjoying my time here, that's for sure.
That's good. You were obviously out of contract in the summer, decided to extend your stay. Was that, based on what you said there, an easy decision to make?
Yeah, easy decision. You know, like I said, you know, I feel like there's so much going right at the club. As much as it was on the pitch at times, it was tough last year. You can see maybe where, you know, there's a few difficulties and stuff, but all in all, I feel like everyone's, you know, pushing in the right direction. You know, just down here, we've got, you know, things like a fantastic new training ground coming in, and, you know, all these little things are really important for the development of the club. And, you know, I can really feel that the club's going in the right direction, which is great, and something that I want to be a part of. And, you know, having been a part of it for the 3 years that I've been here, I've seen the progressions and seeing it going in the right direction, and it's, you know, something you do take pride in as well. And that's something I've probably felt for maybe the first time in my career, that, you know, I really want to be part of something, and I can, you know, see it going in the right direction, which is, you know, really important for me as a player.
Yeah, and what's the aim for the team this season, do you think?
It's always a funny question, that one, and obviously, you know, you want to, you know, give such a positive light on it, but, you know, even especially from last season, it's so important to emphasise that it is a marathon, not a sprint, and, you know, there'll be ups and downs, and, you know, we have our own targets and our own optimism that, you know, we can have a really good season. But, you know, the games are so tough, and it's so important that I know it's a bit of a cliche answer, but you don't look too far ahead, you know. And I really probably don't want to give the answer, but it's so important, you know, because as we've seen last season, you know, it can be a roller coaster at times, football. There's ups and downs and stuff, but, you know, I think we do definitely have a quiet confidence about us this year, and, you know, real hunger to, you know, make sure that we've learnt from last year as well, and that we really push on and, you know, give a good account of ourselves. But, the most important thing is Saturday and the next game, and our full focus is on that, and making sure that we improve from last Saturday as well, because it really hurt, to be fair, coming in, not taking anything from that game where I felt like we played some really good stuff at times, and I think we've got a bit of point to prove to ourselves this week, that's for sure.
Yeah, and just finally from me on Port Vale on Saturday, what are your thoughts on that game? They've got off to a very good start this season, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got off to a very good start, but so have we in a certain way, and it's still very early days, and you can maybe look at the table a little bit that we want to catch them and be up there with them as well. So it's it'll be a very good game, and one we're all looking forward to. But we'll have to be at our best, and that's really important for us.
That's great. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Just one from me, Paul. You mentioned the disappointment there of not taking anything out with Wigan. Does that just go to show the sort of quality you believe you have in the squad and the depth that you've got, that you go to places like Wigan, don't get anything, and yet you're disappointed?
Yeah, definitely. I thought that we played a really good game in large parts of it, and not just Wigan or I think we just have that self-belief that we can go to places like that and get something, and I think that's really important, and maybe because of the the start we've had, it's just given us a bit of belief and a bit of confidence. But I think that, like you say, we've got a good strength in depth in the team, and good team, and we just want to make the most of it, that's for sure.
And it's very early days, but you mentioned strength in depth. Is it the strongest group you've been a part of at Cambridge United, do you think? Obviously very early days this season, but when you look at it, do you think it's the strongest you've had?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's, if we can keep everyone fit, I think, you maybe look at the start of last year and we had a really strong squad, but it's so important that you keep everyone fit, and then you're able to have a good bench as well, because, it's 5 subs now, and, you need to make sure that you can utilise those to the best of your ability as well, and we do need everyone to, stay fit, and if we can do that, we've got a very good squad, that's for sure.